Now I'm on my way to do a little team meeting. We're going to be doing some lead shooting tips with some of our team because we have 3 weddings in one day in a couple of weeks. So I want to make sure that everybody is up to speed, and if they have any questions, it just helps to do it in person. I hate Zoom meetings. And then on top of that, I'm also going to be doing headshots for them. So we're going to be doing high-speed sync headshots in midday sun. That's probably going to be the title of this video because we're going to be shooting them probably around noon, and I want to show you guys how we do high-speed sync headshots in the middle of the day for them to turn out nice. We're going to be using the AD200. We're going to be using a softbox. It's going to be a reflective softbox. I'll explain why we do that, generally speaking. And then we're going to be using the Sony A9 with the Tamron 70-180 2.8, the G2. That's going to give us a very soft background. I'll explain more about this in a bit. So let's get after it. All right, guys. So shooting high-speed sync headshots in the middle of the day. First thing we do is we hit sync on the little trigger. So right there, once you hit that, it's gonna allow you to go past your native sync speed. One thing that I try to do is I look at what I want my background to be. So I want my background to be underexposed, obviously. So I'm gonna go about 1,000th of a second. And then I also have this button as my exposure preview. So if I went really, really high, it's not changing it anymore there, but then when I see my exposure preview, look at that. So that little button shows me what the exposure is gonna look like when I take the photo. Then we're gonna use this softbox right here, which is a reflective softbox. What that means is that the flash is gonna shoot into it and then it's gonna bounce back out. The reason that we do that is because, and I'm gonna tilt this back already, so that way it'll be kind of the angle that we want. I have the mag shoe, but I forgot to bring it. I switched it out when I was doing another video review. So we're gonna use this today. You wanna angle it like this because when you shoot, you're gonna want it to come from above. So instead of fiddling around with it afterwards and then always have the legs a little wider, significantly wider for this so it doesn't have such a narrow base, what you wanna do is you're gonna slip the softbox through, and then this is gonna shoot into the reflective space right there, and then it's gonna hit into that, it's gonna spread, and then it's gonna come back. What you don't wanna do is shoot straight into it because then you're creating a really big hotspot. By doing it back and then coming back at you, it's gonna give you softer lighting. It will kill a little bit of lighting because it has to travel once and then has to travel back this way. So it kills about 2 stops, but it's gonna be a lot softer. And with this situation, we're gonna have the lighting very, very close to the subject. So, I mean, we may not even need full power. We probably won't, to be quite honest, because there's another thing that I'm gonna do that I'm gonna show you guys that helps with that. And then here's another tip. Don't put this too high when you're in a place with very hot light bulbs. This happened on the second usage of this thing.
I think I was assisting that day.
Yeah. I didn't say any names. I think you were. Do you remember that one? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, thank you, Derek. You know what we call that? Accountability. Thank you. But then, yeah, you just shove it through. And the reason, here's another thing, guys. See, another reason that I like using these type of softboxes with situations that we do with like shooting outdoors a lot is because the back of the AD200 is not exposed. So if this thing topples over, yeah, you'll break a softbox, but a softbox is what, like 40, 50 bucks? You're not breaking a $300 flat. Next tip is, if you're shooting by yourself, bring a sandbag also, that helps. And then the next tip is the reason we stopped here is because I was looking for shade. So what I wanna do, even though I'm gonna put the sun behind you guys, I'm looking for a spot where you're in the shade, so I'm not really battling the sun as much. Because if we're in the middle over there, yeah, I could put the sun behind you, that will work, but I'd rather be in an area where if she has frizzy hair, for example, if you're in the shade, it's not gonna make her look like she's glowing in the middle of the day. Because right now it's 12:10. This is like the worst time that you could be shooting, but it's still gonna look good. First victim, John Chris?
John Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. And John Chris, what side do you want? All right, then we're gonna show the lightning bolt. All right, a couple of things. We want the light to be as close as possible because the closer it is, the softer it is. It sounds counterintuitive when you're starting photography that close light looks soft, but that's what it is. The closer it is, the bigger it is, the softer it's gonna be. And the thing is, if you're using a softbox this big and you're 20 feet away, the light actually now appears to be like this small. So then why the hell are you using such a big modifier? Bring it as close as possible so you get that really soft light. Does that make sense? Cool.
And it wouldn't have the same effect as if you were a little farther and just increase the power, would it?
It wouldn't, no. It would still, the quality of light and the intensity of light are two different things. The quality of light depends on the size and the distance. In this situation, if you're looking back that way, if we're shooting towards this direction, what you want to look out for is poles in the background. You want to look out for really, really bright colors. You don't necessarily want that because it will be a little distracting. Can you bring the saturation down in post? Absolutely. But you know, just try to be mindful while you're shooting. And then another thing is you want to be shooting pretty zoomed in so that way you get that nice blur. I might not go to the full 180 on this because I'll be yelling at him in order to direct, but I might be at like, I don't know, 150 or 135 or something like that. Can I have actually Jeff hold on to the softbox just in case? Oh wow. Yeah, I might do full 180 because the blur in the back actually looks really cool. So hold that right there. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Let me see. And oh wow. And another tip is look inside the viewfinder. So when you look in the viewfinder, it's gonna look way better than if you look on the back of the screen, especially in the middle of the day. Yeah, I was about to say rotate a little bit, and yep. As an assistant, if you have an assistant with you, exactly what Jeff just did is exactly what you should be doing. If you see something, mention it, and it was the strings that he just noticed. Exactly, like we're in a New York subway. So right there. Good, nice, cool. One more, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get out of the sun. Let me show you guys. Even though it's bright in the back,
that's good, actually.
It's not blown out in the back.
Clean. Yeah.
Which just looks very...
That G2.
The blur on it, there is something about it. Yeah, exactly. See, don't be scared of headshots, Caitlin.
That's crazy.
Check it out.
That's cool.
Would you ever add like a side light or like a, what do you want to call it?
Probably not. If I wanted to add a hair light, I would just have them take a step back so that let the sun be my hair light. So go ahead and step back a little bit. Now I'm just looking just at his hair. Step to my left. Keep going. Actually, you know what? Step forward. Come forward a little more. Where the hell is it? I can't find it because I see the spot. Or you know what? Move over here. Right there. There we go. Now we got a little hair light. Yeah. So instead of adding a second light, just have the sun in the right spot. Just make sure it's not coming at him from the side or something like that, obviously. So right there. And then one thing, if you guys noticed, I put it overhead. This way I didn't get any of the awnings in the background. So that's why I was covering my face to shield from the sun. But I find if you don't have to go all the way up. Like you can come down just a little bit just to hide that. And also remember guys, everybody looks better from above. You can give the skinniest person like John Chris 3 chins if you shoot from below. So there we go, nice. You can bring a step stool. I've done that before because I'm like, you know what, fuck it, it makes my life easy. Because here's another thing. That's why I was doing this, yeah. Another thing you can do is, I've done this before, is I shot straight down. You know what, I'm gonna do that right now. So John Chris, come right over here, and I'm gonna use this as my background, which is gonna look actually really cool. Come forward even more. Let's bring the softbox right over here so it's lighting him from front. I'm gonna step on this. I think that should work. If not, I'll move you over somewhere. Move over this way. Keep going, keep going. Keep going right there. And then I think I should be able to go high enough where I get just like the speckled lighting on the floor as the background. And that actually looks really cool too. But let me see, I might not be able to. I'll let you know. No, actually this works. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go full power now. We were at half this entire time. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. Stay right there, let me check. That looks super clean, check this out. You were saying?
So you're exposing for the background, for the light on the floor?
Generally speaking, for all these shots, I'm exposing for the background. I'm exposing so I don't get anything blown out in the background. As much as I can. That's why I'm at full power. Remember, high-speed sync kills power a lot. So, Jeff, you wanna go next? Let's do it. Let's do it. You came all fresh today, so let's do it. Keep in mind, yeah, we'll do that. It just keeps it together. There we go, and then the hand in the pocket right there. Even though we're not seeing the hand in this one, because it's a headshot, I always do the hand in the pocket so that way the arm isn't just dangling. Yep, there we go. Good, one more, 1, 2, 3. Perfect, I do that countdown for high-speed sync. You wanna wait so it recycles, otherwise you're gonna shoot and it's not gonna go off. Oh, the head?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not necessarily a modifier. That's just a head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a different head.
Kill stop?
It does kill a little bit of light.
Okay.
Andrew was right. So this, I would say, I don't know if it kills a full stop. Probably kills like a half or a quarter. I'm gonna make a video about this too. Can you hold this? It's on. When you have this on, you can use it as LED light and you can change it bigger light so it's more powerful. So like the little one that the AD200, the square one that it comes with, it's terrible. It doesn't do anything. This one, you can actually use it for like a night shot. And I've used it with Sergio, so yeah, that's the reason. The quarter stop that you're giving away is worth having this. Just make sure when you buy it, if you're having trouble locking it in, return it. Because I didn't, and I jammed it in, and I broke my AD200, the other one. So, I mean, it was on its way out, but yeah.
And last question.
No, you still want to have it as close as possible if you have that big modifier. For example, if I use a shoot-through umbrella, I'm still going to put it as close as possible. It's still going to be softer than if you pull it away, because when you pull it away, now a 43-inch umbrella, if you have it 20 feet away, it looks like a 2-inch umbrella because it's so far away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it becomes basically like putting this right in front of them.
Yeah.
So which wouldn't make sense. You'd rather have the big light. Cool. All right, guys, I think we're good.
So that does it for the headshot session that we did. Now, do I consider myself a headshot photographer? Definitely not. It's not my area of expertise. However, I think that some of the tips that we gave you guys will definitely help elevate your headshot photography game just a little bit. If you're like us, where your main concentration may be other arenas, but you want to know how to make your headshots look just a little bit better. High speed sync definitely helps with that. It keeps a nice soft background while still being able to give them light in the front. And like I said, keep them in the shade if you can, so that way you're not fighting the sun, unless the sun is behind them and then you're giving them a little hair light if their hair is not too frizzy. And be careful with your equipment. If it's windy, have an assistant or have a little sandbag so that way your stuff doesn't get blown over. Those 30 seconds of setting that little sandbag up is gonna help you not have to buy new equipment. Let me know if you guys enjoyed coming along with us. I know sometimes we kind of mix it up. Sometimes we're recording indoors, sometimes we're out there. Let me know what you guys like. Let me know any questions you have about the equipment, about the procedures that we do, all that. And also guys, stay tuned because Tamron just sent us this big boy and I'm gonna be doing a review video on this. This is the 150 to 500 f5 to 6.7. I just took it to Huntington Beach a couple of hours ago and I was thoroughly impressed. I'm gonna do a whole review, so stay tuned. If you made it this far, if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. We're gonna be growing the channel a lot this year, so if you want to be a part of it, join us. All right, guys, thank you so much.